What is going on, everybody? My name is Conor Lawler. Welcome to another week of Weird News Wednesdays. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the strangest news stories from around the world. We talk about the news that the real news is too afraid to talk about. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Sean Mead. Sean, how is it going?
Excellent. Well, I'll be honest, I just ate a lot of pasta.
Oh no.
Little sluggish right now, but the slow release energy, it's going to kick in about 5 minutes into the show.
In about 3 hours, you are going to be fucking killing it on podcasts.
Just when I'm about to go to bed, I'm going to be fucking hilarious.
Pasta before a pod. That's a bold call.
Look, I usually do it before a marathon, I must confess.
Yeah, I know that.
I said I'd try it before. What?
5 minutes before.
5 minutes before the marathon. That's from The Office. Carbo loading before a marathon.
They're like, he always starts with a stitch for the first 7 miles.
He keeps downing milk. What's up with that?
So this is Weird News Show. What do we do here?
You have spent the week gathering all the weirdest news stories from around the world. You're about to read them all out to me. I've not heard any of the stories. So we're going to see basically how mental people are.
Yes. Now, the first story we are starting this week from around the globe. We are going to Australia. And
the other side of the globe.
No, the other side of the globe, right? Now, here's the thing. Sometimes I come across a weird news story and I think, we are the only people qualified to talk about this weird news story.
Right,
because... Go on.
So, is it... Sorry, you'll probably answer this in a second, but
yeah.
Is this a case we have to solve or something we have to give our views on?
Give our views on, but we would be very experienced in this area.
Right,
because
okay.
I have Australian woman wakes up from tonsil surgery with new Irish accent she cannot get rid of.
Oh, begorra. Right.
Now, I have the video of this woman talking, so I can play it, and hopefully my microphone will pick it up.
Okay.
But you can also listen to this, because this woman, I want you to really feel like she's after waking up. So she's got under general anaesthetic to get her tonsils removed, and has told that as she's woken up to find herself that she has a completely new accent and has lost her Australian accent.
It was a pretty distinctive accent to lose, by the way.
Yes.
So
yes.
I'm excited to hear this. I hope it's a good Irish accent and not, what's his name? Tom Cruise. Was it Tom Cruise that the bad Irish accent? Who am I thinking?
Yes, Tom Cruise, yes. That was Tom Cruise.
That was Tom Cruise.
David Boreanaz in Angel or Buffy, really bad Irish accent. Or really, to be honest with you, any medium that has ever done an Irish accent not done by an Irish person.
Wild Mountain Time, Boondock Saints, all of the above.
So this video is of this Australian woman. So she's gone for the surgery. She had an Australian accent when she went in.
Right.
And when she comes out, this is what she sounds like. And I want your views on her new accent, okay?
Okay.
Hi, it's day 2 since I've been speaking with an Irish accent. I woke up this morning and I was speaking with my Aussie accent, and I called one of my friends and confirmed that my Aussie accent is back, but during the phone call, in about maybe the space for about 5 to 10 minutes, she could see the deterioration of my accent from Aussie to Irish again now. And at first when I called her, I was really happy. I thought I had my Aussie accent, but then she said no, some way that you're speaking is still different. And now she said I've gone back to Irish accents again. I don't know what to do. This is something that's very different. I'm not even trying. I'm completely freaked out. As you can see, I just got out of bed.
I heard it. I heard Australian there.
This is also surreal. I thought it was going to go away when I woke up this morning, and I legit was very happy that my Aussie accent's back.
What the fuck?
So, Sean, how do we solve this woman's problem is my question.
I mean, first we have to nail down what that accent is.
Where's she from?
Where's she from? Because it does fluctuate. There's bits of it where you can hear the flatness / the musicalness of the Irish accent.
Yeah, I love a bit of whimsy. I do love a bit of whimsy in an accent, but there was 1 or 2 points where I was like, this is a bad Irish accent she's putting on.
That's I thought it, like, when you said this story to me, I thought surely she's just putting on the accent for clout. You know, to go viral or whatever. But why? Why would you do that when you could do literally anything else?
She has met with doctors who told her she has foreign accent syndrome.
Sorry, what? That's not a real thing. That is not a real syndrome.
This is caused when a patient has a brain injury, with just 100 cases reported since it was first discovered in 1907.
Okay, so in 114 years, there's been less than 100 cases.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's less than 1 a year, to be fair.
Yeah, like, look, I don't understand the brain. I think that's safe to say.
Yes.
But sure, is it a syndrome if it's like...
Miss Macien, who has never been to Ireland, has progressively lost more of her accent every day and says the Irish twang has just gotten stronger.
It's just growing. It's like that's the new pandemic. It's just that everyone suddenly starts speaking with an Irish accent.
Is this the Irish accent version of the Santa Claus movie? Like, is she just going to keep waking up progressively and more she's wearing green?
She didn't kill a leprechaun, Connor.
I think that might be a curse of a leprechaun if you kill one.
It does sound very much like some kind of like fairy curse that like she mocked like leprechauns or some Irish king or something like that, and she's cursed to just become an Irish person. So in Australia, where she'll sunburn a whole bunch.
Yeah. Oh, so now she's fucked. Like, before, she'd be out there all the time, no sun cream, what can you do? Now she's a fucking carrot. If she's one of us, she's going out there and she's getting sunburned. She's progressively going to get more and more ginger and more freckles every day.
Yeah, it's a terrible, terrible curse. We're staving it off as long as we can.
She said on day 3, she said there were no traces of her natural accent at all left.
Wow. So she has just lost it. And is there a cure?
I don't know. On the 9th day, she said that she was grieving for her normal accent, saying the last 2 days were not pretty.
Well, look, she's 6 pints deep at that point, so... the thing about it is, though, is it bad then to try and put on an Australian accent? To, like, swing it back the other way?
But then you're doing an Australian accent from an Irish accent standpoint.
But
so
I would argue that
accent.
Your muscle memory would allow you to make the noises better. Because your mouth's been doing that your whole life.
Yeah, but you don't really know what your accent is. Try and do an Irish accent.
I'm doing one.
No, but that's you talking. Now put on an English accent and do an Irish accent.
You know what? It is hard. It is hard, Connor.
It is.
I'm trying to place the accent as well, because it sounds... The accent she has sounds like when it works, it sounds very similar to ours. Like she's not from Donegal or anything like that.
No, she's not from Donegal. She'd has to be somewhere from the Midlands.
Yeah.
She's maybe perhaps from Laois. I can't confirm nor deny.
Laois is good. Laois is a solid choice there.
Yeah, and I think this woman is going to get more and more green, but the accent is only going to get worse. You may develop other symptoms involving Irishness, Sean. We need to warn this woman about what else she should expect when this Irish accent starts taking a hold, because there could be a whole host of other symptoms. She's going to have ham and cabbage rest of her life.
Rest of her life. It's a staple meal. A housing crisis. That's going to happen.
Hope she likes lockdowns.
Slow rollouts of certain injections.
Australia completely free. No lockdown at all. She's locked in a room. Don't fucking leave.
Don't spread this shit. What else? What else is like stereotypically Irish? Like you have, the usual, the Guinness and the shamrocks and all the rest of it.
The potatoes.
That's, yeah. Are potatoes
Hope
big
she
in
likes
Australia?
chips. Hope she likes mash. Hope she likes normal. Hope she likes
Hope you like a
steamed.
croquette. Hope you like a gratin.
Because they're all coming for you. All of them. Maybe not the gratin. We're not that fancy. Possibly the rest of them.
Connor, they do them in Aldi now. We're fine.
Oh, they do. They do. Yes. We're in.
Finally, we get fucking potatoes and cheese or whatever it is.
The 21st century has come to the Green Isles. Yes.
This is our industrial revolution.
Do you think if she tried to get into Ireland and she just had that accent, they'd be like, they wouldn't even check her passport? I go on.
You've definitely had this as well. That like, I've never shown my passport coming back through Dublin Airport.
Have you not?
No, they just waved me through.
I don't think that's allowed.
Well, there's a whole plane full of very clearly Irish people coming in.
You walk off the plane and in Irish airports they just look at you and they go, do you know Maureen? And you go, she's me aunt. Fucking go on there
Fucking
now, boy.
get in, boy.
Get into the fucking dubs, boy, huh? And you go.
That, like, I maybe it says more about me. I just give off a very, I know I'm home kind of vibe.
Because you look like such an Irish person.
Because I'm fucking beat red and wearing an Italia 90 jersey.
Never even been to Italy, boys. Fucking love the soccer.
I came back from London.
I just think we need to give this woman some advice. Like, what should she do to maybe counteract the Irishness, or do you just embrace it fully?
Are you asking how to eliminate the Irish, Connor?
That's what I don't want to ask that question out loud, Sean, but I'm asking it in a roundabout way.
I see. Well, look, first of all, you need to raise taxes, first of all. Demand a certain portion of food be sent to landowners who live in a different country. That's one way you can do it.
This is very political.
Then, once the blight happens, you just keep taking the food anyway. Send them some fucking yellow meal or whatever, but fucking just systemic genocide. No, anyway, look.
That is such a niche. We have people not from Ireland who tune into this. They don't have a fucking clue what you're talking about.
No, everyone thinks the famine is this lovely laddie-da story about all the potatoes dying.
Yeah,
at once.
Everyone thinks it's a laddie-da story. You're dead right.
But look, but it was grim. People died.
When I think famine, I think laddie-da. Fucking go on, boys.
Fucking walk in the park, going to school in a hedge, all this kind of shit. But just look, if you want to get rid of the Irish, you can't.
Yeah, once we get involved, we're into your veins. It's very hard. It's like mold. It's very hard to get rid of.
Yeah, you need to just demolish the whole house at that point. Build from the ground up.
I think just accept that you're Irish and then try to apply for an Irish visa.
Yeah, look, there's a big Irish contingent over in Australia. You'll fit right in anyway. Make new friends.
And she's actually Australian. Yeah. She's coming. They're like, did you just come across? When did you come across from home? There's a housing crisis. What caused you to leave?
Was it work? Did you come over for like construction and things like that? No, I just got my tonsils out. Oh God! Can you put the tonsils back in? Would that fix it?
I don't know if you can put tonsils back in.
Can you put someone else's tonsils in?
Maybe, yeah, but accidentally an Irish person. Fuck.
It's even worse.
Damn it, where's Cillian Murphy? We fucking used his.
Oh,
shit.
The best accent ever. Actually, who was the best Irish accent?
Who has the best Irish accent? Oh, that is a tough one. Obviously you have to think of famous people, but most famous people get rid of the accent as fast as possible.
That's true. A couple of they kind of neutralise it a bit. Fassbender's still pretty Kerry when he wants to be.
Yeah, but you can't really get fully rid of Kerry. I think that's just idiot.
You're born with that, and that's your lot in life.
Who does have the best Irish accent? I'm trying to run through Irish people. I'm like, Liam Neeson has no Irish accent.
No. Donald Gleeson?
Donald Gleeson, I suppose, but he's just very flat. I'm looking for a proper. Is there any a proper Cork accent that we could pick?
Oh, I don't like there probably is, but like, would people know them? Like, okay, if you want good like Irish voices, Micheál Mhuire Hertig, who commentates on the hurling.
Yeah. Good luck typing that into Google if anyone is listening from outside Ireland.
Yeah, just send us a screenshot of your best attempt, because I would love to see it.
So, sorry, what's his name again? Everyone send the screenshot of spelling...
Micheál Mhuire Hertig. Or Dahi O'Shea.
Dahi O'Shea. Oh, lads. Okay, we're going to have to move on from Irish stuff, Sean.
Aww.
Because we have to
broadening
move
our horizons, lame.
I don't like it, right? But we're moving on to a boy who made an accidental order online, Sean. It's easily done.
It's easily done. That's how I ended up with these jeans that I'm wearing.
That's 3 sizes too small. Up to my knees.
Look, it's summertime.
Boy accidentally orders $2,600 worth of SpongeBob ice cream online.
Oh, now which ice cream? Because
SpongeBob ice cream.
No, I know that, but there's like, is it the actual like SpongeBob, the ice cream that looks like SpongeBob?
Yes.
How many of them is that? Because I was thinking maybe it's big tubs, but no, if it's little fucking ice creams.
51 cases of the ice cream.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
How did he do that though? What's the mistake there?
Noah Bryant, a 4-year-old who lives with his mom Jennifer in Brooklyn, allegedly logged onto her Amazon account to make the sneaky sweet treat purchase. He instead accidentally made a bulk purchase of SpongeBob SquarePants popsicles that cost his mother nearly $3,000.
And can you return those at that point?
Can you return popsicles? Because once they're out, like, you're fucked.
Yeah, once they're out with the freezer, like, they're on the clock. How do you deliver those? That's wild.
That's true, actually. How do you deliver on Amazon popsicles?
Yeah, I mean, I think they do have, like, a grocery thing in America, but because I'm thinking here where, like, it has to come from the UK, so
yeah,
you'd be
basically
drinking your SpongeBob ice pop in that case. I'm fucking... And... That's pretty good for a 4-year-old, though, to even, like, navigate a website.
And we can definitely expect Amazon to take the high road and take the products back, because they're very well known for their people skills, their...
Generosity.
Their generosity. They're trying to look out for their workers and for us.
That's it. It's a big monopoly and all. Oh, look, I know some very lovely people that work for Amazon, and that's great.
Yeah.
But I'm also like... Oh, they're the biggest company in the world. Like, the punk in me doesn't like it.
Having said that, I just read Amazon refused to take back the purchase or issue a refund.
Expectations shattered.
Of course. Because, of course, they didn't. So that meant that this woman had to pay $2,600 for ice pops.
How? Oh, look... Thank God she was able to, because you don't, like,
yes.
you have a very limited time that you can move that stock, like, because...
And you'd be looking at the child, even if he is only 4, and you're thinking, you better get your fucking eating ready, because you're going through 51 cases, by.
Oh, yeah, you're eating these, by.
I can only fit 4 in the freezer, you have all the rest.
Or, like, does he... Okay, so... You need to spread it out, because she's not going to have room in the freezer. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Say she has one of those big chest freezers and it's fully empty. You're fitting maybe 20 cases into that. So,
do you want to know how many popsicles it is?
Is there like 6 per case or something?
No.
Oh, how many is it?
918 popsicles.
918 popsicles. By God. So if it was one a day, it's roughly 3 years.
So he has to eat a lot, 918 popsicles. Otherwise, they're all gone.
Like, can you sell them on at all? Is there, like, you know, not to set up your own ice cream stall, and, like, it only sells the SpongeBob ice pop. Is that a thing you could do?
I mean, that seems like a lot. You'd have to start your own business. Like, you have enough products to start for quite a while.
Yeah, you're in the buy and sell business at this point, like.
They have actually started a GoFundMe for people to donate to pay for some of the ice pops, which I think is a nice thing. But, like, imagine being the mother and you're just, like, looking at the kid like, you dick. I know you like SpongeBob, but for God's sake.
He's never allowed on the internet again, surely.
But would you like to know a very exciting piece of news?
Okay.
They made back the 2,600 in a mere 24 hours on GoFundMe.
Hooray!
With people giving donations. So that's why it's a nice story. But also, you'd be looking at the kid like, you ever do that fucking again, right? I am going to absolutely beat you.
I'm on the GoFundMe here. They've raised $24,000.
That seems more.
That's a fucking good profit.
And the little kid's like, jeez, there are a fucking few little popsicles in that for me.
Add to cart.
Next we get 1,500 cases. Aha!
And then we do another GoFundMe.
So, what we're saying here now is that this child has actually maybe made a profit. Do you think it was all maybe a trick? He's luring people in.
We can't be that cynical, can we?
No, I don't think so. I think the little kid ordered 20 or 51 cases, nearly 1,000 popsicles in one go. But if they get a good GoFundMe, that still means they're left with 51 cases of popsicles. Nobody took them away.
That's very true, actually. So you have to either move them or get rid of them. Like, you know,
the popsicles have now taken the home.
They've made the home out of popsicles, I think.
Yeah. Sean, do you think, what would you do as a parent here? Do you give out, or do you be like, we got 25 grand, I think we're good?
My immediate reaction would be give out, then set up the GoFundMe, then panic because holy shit, there's 25 grand here.
Too much.
It's that kind of money changes a man, Connor.
You get so many popsicles.
I'd feel so bad if people gave that much money to me, though, just for my kid being a fucking dickhead.
Sean, we have a Patreon.
Oh,
Sean.
shit, yeah, fuck.
Sean, we have a Patreon.
Patreon.com/Serious
Take a moment, take a breath, and before you start the next sentence, just remember, we have a Heroes for Hire Patreon that very kind people donate to. Go, okay, begin.
Okay. I think giving money to people is class. And
no, that doesn't strike the right vibe either. I'm going to need you to go back again.
Okay.
Maybe be a bit more humble. We don't, just be like, yeah, it's good.
I've got it, Connor.
Go on.
I'm on it. We really appreciate all the support, everyone.
Thank you. But I want popsicles.
I was going to say hungry, but are you thirsty with a popsicle? What kind of quenching is happening there?
A bit of both, Sean. That's where the magic really is.
Okay, lovely. Thank you.
So we're moving on. We're going to move on to more funding gone wrong, Sean.
Interesting. Our Patreon.
No, not our Patreon. Okay, that is
Gone
always spent
sexual.
wisely. If you'd like to donate to the Patreon. So I have Japanese town spends COVID-19 funds on huge squid statue.
Alright, lads. You had one job.
A coastal town in Japan is facing quite a lot of criticism after it spent emergency funds intended for coronavirus measures on a giant statue of a squid to promote the local tourism industry.
Which has presumably been devastated in the last 12 months.
I would say it's after taking a hit, yeah.
But I'm sure there's other things that could use all of that money instead of the giant squid statue.
They spent nearly $200,000 on the 13-metre-long marine creature.
Oh, if I Google squid statue Japan, is that going to come up?
Yeah, it's pink.
It's pink. Oh yeah, here we go. It's not even good.
What, would you be willing to accept it if it was, like, fucking pristine?
If it was a fucking class statue, I'd be alright with it. But they spent 200
Yeah.
grand on this. Like,
Yeah.
it looks like a big cartoon squid, right? I was thinking it was going to be this glorious thing made of, like, bronze. And, like, it's got tastefully weathered by the ocean salt spray. Like, that would have been beautiful. But that's a fucking monstrosity.
Which begs the question, who involved in the board of directors or the government in this area was like, I think we've nailed this. I think this is the right way to go about this.
Yeah, like, that had to surely go through numerous drafts and, like, approvals, and had to be passed up the line to get approved. You know who I feel great for? Is the artist that fucking made it.
In the money. In the fucking money.
Handiest
Like-
job you've ever gotten.
So we want to give you $200,000, and what we want you to do, and we know you're the most experienced member in the town, is use that for coronavirus things. No.
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 Think long
Yeah,
term.
Yeah, no, like, obviously that's an issue, and we'll get to it, but think of the money this'll get us. Like, people will be coming from fucking all around the world to see this show.
Yeah, fuck the Olympics. It's going to be the big squid.
400-metre relay, fuck off, where's the ink squid?
Where's the 23 metre or the 13 metre squid?
It's not even 23 metres.
If it was 23 metres, fine. I just think with $200,000 you could build a better squid. Or, you know, some ventilators or some shit.
And just really anything. Anything would be better than a giant squid.
Yeah, like, get a real giant... You could probably get a real giant squid for that money.
Do you feel like they could have even made the squid better? Because I feel like you get a squid, like, arms all out. They went like torpedo.
Yeah, as if the squid is, like, still in the water. Yeah, like, what I want is, like, the big squid, and he looks like he's about to attack the town kind of a situation.
Oh, this could be a Godzilla situation, but for a squid.
Yeah, and think of, like, if you want tourism, fucking get little photo spots set up. Everyone gets to take a photo running away from the big squid.
Oh my god. Somebody needs to get us involved in this board.
No, Connor, we're saying this was a bad thing that they did.
No, I'm coming around. I want to see this.
The more we talk about squid, the more it just piques my interest.
Imagine who's sitting there. Somebody had to send an email that was like, 15 metres, that's much too big. We'll only accept 13.
We're not taking the piss here, lads. Oh, that's worrying. Oh, I've just found another photo of it, and, like, the legs are all splayed out.
Yeah.
And, like, where the squid's mouth would be, it's just a black hole that you can get into the squid in.
Yeah, for photos, for tourism.
Oh, but that's a fucked up photo, surely.
Yeah,
Picture
I mean,
that.
it's not great. I'm picturing it. It's obviously, it wouldn't do well at, like, a family gathering.
No, it's not. It's not what they'll put on the missing persons photo.
Do you just feel like sometimes you read a story and you just go, lads. Like, you had one thing.
How did you not know how this was going to end?
Like, they got given the money in my head, and they're walking down to the government, and they just have it in their hand, and they walk past the giant squid shop, and they look to the government building, and then they look to the squid shop, and they're like, look, what can you do?
I mean, YOLO, right?
And you will, especially with this coronavirus going around.
Yeah, God, if only there was some help to support it.
I just don't understand how that comes to be the right action in this scenario.
Yeah, like, like, to drum up tourism as well. Surely there's other things you could spend 200 grand on to drum up tourism.
I mean, what can you think of? Maybe two $100,000 worth of squid statues?
Yeah, or $200,000 squid statues. That's more impressive.
Yeah, and you surround the place.
Yeah, like, they're coming out, and, like, there's ones that are, like, holding little spears that they've made. There's one with, like, a tank. There's a few. They've suspended them on parachutes from trees.
And that's a tourist attraction. You do the thing, like, you have to find all the squids. They're all around the town.
And then you have the tourists there for 4 months looking, and then there's one, and he's hidden inside of another smaller squid.
Oh shit! It's like fucking Squidception.
Squidception, exactly. And you need to, until you get it, you can't leave.
Once you enter, it becomes a saw trap. So like you're not allowed to leave until you get all the squids, and you have to just go around and see one and just tick it off on your piece of paper.
Yeah, and then the twist at the end is that the camera pans up into the sky, and all of the squids are arranged in the shape of a squid, and that's the last one.
Oh, fuck off! I think we've named the greatest town of all time.
That's it. Just give us the money. We'll get this done.
Okay, Sean, we're going to have to move on to our next piece of weird news, and this involves Uber. Now, Uber is known as, people get into these cars, they get kidnapped, they go off.
We've all seen James Corden, correct?
We've all seen it, right? I was really worried about Elton John that one time. Somebody help Elton, I shouted.
But no one could hear me because it was pre-recorded.
I was like, he's at it again. How is anyone letting him away with this? We know where he is.
Why is the audience laughing?
So Uber driver drives passenger into canal, still charges for ride.
I mean, he got where he wanted to go. Did he want to go to the canal is the question.
I feel like he may not have wanted to go to the canal.
Why like, it was his... If his instructions were, just take me to the canal, technically...
Well, that's... I suppose a top contender for ride-sharing horror story of the year goes to one UK woman whose Uber driver drove his car into a canal and still charged her for the ride. Emma Lavelle, 30, ordered her Uber in the early hours on April 11th, just outside Manchester. The driver had been following his GPS system when Lavelle noticed that he was driving towards the Bridgewater Canal. Despite being told by his passenger to stop, the driver drove the car straight into the water.
Well, no backseat drivers, just...
He turned down the wrong street, and I said, "You shouldn't be here. Don't continue down that road. There's a canal," she told the news. He just carried on and said he knew what he was doing. And I told him, "There's a canal there though," and he said, "No, we'll be fine."
Be grand, I'll jump it.
There's no ramp. Don't worry about it. I've seen the movies.
Yeah, I'm going to hit a rock at just the right angle.
Both driver and passenger both walked away from the accident with no injuries, thankfully. Though it did leave Lavelle stranded away from her house. He said, "Are you okay to walk home?"
All business, this man.
I love the balls of being like, the reason why you're in the canal, and then be like, could you not just walk home though? Because there's nothing for me here. I'm stuck here now with the car.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I got you most of the way.
Yeah, I got you a good 5 minutes away from where you were. You should have walked the last 15. You'd be grand.
Yeah, you'd be good for you. I didn't mean it no. Oh, sorry.
Police officers later arrived at the scene to remove the car from the canal, according to the report. To add insult to injury for Lavelle, though, she discovered that Uber had charged her £30 for the trip when she got home.
Well, she got to see a new side of town. She got a story out of it.
Do you think he was asking her to rate him as well?
Surely it's 1 star. No,
I think I think you would still give him 2 because you wouldn't want to be too mean.
You know me well, Connor. That's very...
Lads, it's his livelihood, lads. Come on now, we'll give him 2.
Yeah. Shit service, but fuck it, he needs to put food on the table.
She apparently had to email them on Sunday saying that she was involved in an accident and had still been charged. She said they would investigate it, but no one came back to me. Then it was on the news. I contacted them again with the article. Go on.
Then it was on the news.
It was just on the... She contacted them and they were just going to leave her unseen until it got out into the news that they were like, oh fuck, we actually are after driving this woman into a canal. We may give her 30 quid back.
One of our customers could have died. We can probably give her 30 quid.
I contacted them again and I added on the article into the email.
Bold move. Love it.
And they emailed me to say that they would give me a refund.
You'd want more than, like, I'd want more than 30 quid back, though. Like,
what would you want?
Oh, $200,000?
No, that's a big shout for a squid statue.
Squid money. It's all squid money.
You gotta get that sweet squid money.
I don't know, like, I'd want more than 30 quid. I'd want, like, free Uber for life, or anything like that.
But only with that driver.
Not worth it. Not worth it, because now he knows that I know too much. Like, I know that he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah. You get into the car, he's like, I'm going down a certain road, and you'll fucking see it coming.
Yeah. No, that's the swinging buzzsaw factory.
I know what I'm doing, don't worry. An Uber spokeswoman, and he drives up to her house, and just when she's driving out to the car, he's just like, you okay to walk? And then just drives off.
It's just easier this way.
An Uber spokeswoman later told the news that they are investigating the incident and may remove the driver from the app. May remove? Surely.
If he
drives into a lake or a canal, that has to be number one step to be like, no, we may leave him off.
That has to be like, it's a one-strike deal, I would say.
I think they can get, like, a few minor accidents, even, but, like, if you clip off someone, oh, Jesus, we'll give them a warning. You drive into a canal, I think that's a straight red, like, in terms of, if you're doing your driving test, I think that's a red. Just immediately, you have to fail.
Yeah, just on principle, you should fail on that. And also, like, he actively ignored someone saying, oh, there's a canal there, you should stop. You know, like...
Yeah, but, I mean, what did she do? I'm the driver. Backseat driving, Sean.
Oh, if you know so much about directions, why aren't you driving your car?
If you know so much about cars, why in the back of mine? Hey, fucking gotcha. Sorry, just do you have your wellies? Or you're just floaties, you know what I mean?
How wide was the canal?
Do you think when he was driving towards it, he was actively trying to blow up a big crocodile?
Yeah, he was just getting it ready, and he had a lilo on the, like, passenger seat, and the crocodile, like, in the driver's seat with him, and he was going to throw him under each wheel of the car, and it would just float across.
And she's just like, what are you doing? You'll fucking see in a second. I'm fucking second out, boy.
Oh, fuck, boys. Oh, Jesus.
Just take it out of you. He hands it back to her. How could you blow that up?
Blow that up. Quickly, or we'll die.
I just feel like there is a serious neck to be like, I crashed the car. Fuck, you may give me the 30 quid. Come on now. Don't be sly.
Yeah. Like, now, look, give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it was an automated thing. But I also think that there's a, like, complete ride button on the phone. And he definitely pressed that.
Nailed that. Absolutely nailed it.
4 stars. Fair enough. I was a bit rude.
So, Sean, we're going to have to move on to California, where a woman's house has been absolutely trashed. Okay?
Trashed. Okay. This sounds like a sad story, Connor.
It does sound like a sad story, but what would be the strangest thing that if you came home and you seen trashing your house, you'd be like, fuck it, I can't win, I may leave?
A bull.
Bull. Endangered California condors absolutely trash woman's house and won't leave.
Fuck, they're massive. I've seen these yolks. They're fucking huge.
Under normal circumstances, a person would welcome the opportunity to closely observe a group of California condors, North America's largest flying land birds, which have made a miraculous recovery after nearly becoming extinct in the 1980s. But over the weekend, more than a dozen of the majestic birds descended on one woman's house and absolutely trashed it, according to a tweet from the woman's daughter.
My question is why? Because these birds are, like, they're basically vultures.
Yeah.
So, like, did something die in her house or something like that?
Do you want to know the odds of this happening?
Yes,
there's
please.
There's only 160 of these birds flying free in California.
And
15 of them.
15 of them?
15 of them attacked this one woman's house.
Jesus Christ. So that's like 0.09%. No, sorry, 9% of the fucking condors in California.
Nearly 10% of, all of the condors.
That's
Yes.
ridiculous. Why? Why did this happen?
And so over the weekend, 15 California condors descended on my mom's house, she said, and absolutely trashed her deck. They still haven't left. It sucks. But also, this is unheard of. There's only 160 of these birds flying free in the state, and a flock of them decided to start a war with my mother.
Well, yeah, it says more about your mother than the condors, I think. Like, this reminds me, do you remember there was a story about, it was Canada gooses that took over a bar?
Yes.
It reminds
I do
me very
remember that.
much of that, and I think we came to the conclusion, just fucking leave. Just leave
Yeah,
it to the birds at that point.
It's now the bird's house. If there's one condor, you're like, fuck, this is a lot to get out of. 15, there's a gang mentality there that you're not going to break down.
Those birds are basically dinosaurs. And you're not taking on 15 dinosaurs.
That's what Power Rangers taught me. Mighty Morphin, of course.
Of course, the only one, Dino Star.
My mom does think this is pretty amazing, and in the most underappreciating of the situation. But also she thinks it's the worst.
Yeah, I found the pictures of this lady's Twitter where she has all the photos up of it. And what gets me is the condors are all numbered.
Yes.
Because they were like from a sanctuary or wherever. One of them is 96. And in my head, I would just be thinking, where's the other 95?
He's the 96 variation. They've improved on each one.
They're nearly at peak condor.
Once they get to 160, it's game over.
That's just when the condors take over. Maybe this is like Planet of the Apes. And it's Planet of the Condors is what's about to happen.
Is this going to be the start of a Planet of the Condors?
I mean, look, it's a great name. So I think if they're super intelligent condors, definitely.
They keep hanging out on her roof and railings, messing with stuff and pooping everywhere. Trees are fine, but not in the house, please, she said.
So she's trying to bargain with the condors.
She's like, I'll give you a tree. Just leave the fucking bricks alone.
The Pebble Dash is ruined.
But why are they there, is my question. Like, I don't understand.
Maybe there's I don't know, because surely they're hunting something, or they have like eggs laid somewhere that they're guarding. I don't know.
Oh, in a somewhat helpful response, US Fish and Game's Twitter account, oh Jesus,
Nice.
responded to say that the woman's residence is located in a historical condor habitat where natural food sources occur. What are the chances?
Why would you move into the condor habitat?
But this means that she's been living there for years with no condors, and they probably just were released and they went back there.
Just naturally, yeah. And the thing is, like, I'm not pointing any fingers here, but if someone wanted cheap land, wouldn't they surely buy it in the condor habitat and then try and make all the condors extinct?
Oh, that's interesting.
And which
That's
might
an
lead
interesting thought.
to some condors holding a grudge.
She's holding one hostage
Just for
in
security.
the basement.
Just like sending feathers in the post every so often.
And they're like sick of it. Number 96 is like, nah, fuck this.
I'm done.
Guys, we have to do something.
We have to do something, or we'll be on 97 before we know it.
They're like, we have a 97. There's 160 of them. Lads, shut up.
Shut up.
I know, I'm 96.
I'm the leader at the minute until the other few come back.
Unfortunately, condors perceive houses and decks as suitable perch location. If this happens again, basically use a water hose, yell, clap, shout, or use scarecrow sprinklers. And that would be preventative measures that you could use.
Until 160 of them rock up, and then try and
like
clap at them.
I feel like clapping at 15 condors is not going to work. You just give them your money.
I wouldn't clap at 15 crows, Connor.
No, because crows remember.
Crows do remember, and I assume condors would also remember something about, like, they'd go and they'd get the other fucking 159 of them if you clapped at one condor and be like, here, this person's bullying me and they're in our turf.
Can I just ask, who do you go to for help? Because you're hardly going to ring the police.
No, you can't, like... You can't do the police. Animal control, maybe? But...
I mean, even they are going to struggle with 15 condors roaming around.
And the thing is, they probably are like, oh, look, they're endangered. We can't do anything to them.
You can't do anything. They're endangered. There's only 160 of them.
Do you know who I'd call, actually?
Ghostbusters.
Real estate agent.
Why?
Because I'm fucking gone from that house.
It's like, they're going to have a tough time selling it.
Yeah, well...
Previous owners were an old lady and 15 condors. It's pretty in good condition, though.
Lovely view of the local wildlife. There you go. Bit of spin, Connor.
Yeah, and you always see something new every breakfast. There's always another bird sitting there.
Birds keep coming. And they don't
96,
stop.
an absolutely avid reader. Keep you occupied for hours, so he would tell you all about his stories.
And then, look, and if 160 shows up, don't fucking look at him.
Genuinely, keep your fucking eyes on your toes. Because that chap's a fucking lunatic.
He is a dangerous condor.
I just feel like the odds on moving into the one house that's a condor habitat in the past, I think they're very poor odds, and this poor woman has just woken up now to her life being completely and utterly just ruined in the most confusing way possible.
In a way that's so difficult to explain and like that no one can empathise with.
No, it's like nobody's ever had this happen to them ever before, because they're so rare. That's
ridiculous. And look, on the upside, glad the condors are alright, that they're coming back.
Do you think they're trying to like move in to start a family?
I think, well, look, it's 15 of them there, you know, it's a nice house share
situation. It's a pretty good situation.
It's crazy antics will ensue, definitely.
So, Sean, we're going to have to move on to Florida Man.
Excellent.
And this week, Florida Man has done two things that are very Florida Man. Because we're starting with number one, Florida Man bank robbery. And you know Florida Man bank robbers, they always have a get in, get out mantra. They know exactly the getaway driver, they know how they're getting to the crime. They just have it all planned normally. And I feel like this is a bit slightly weirder. He doesn't quite have all the things in line before committing the crime.
Right, okay, so he's doing a bit of an improv bank robbery.
Yeah, and I feel like this is very unlike Florida Man, so that's why I felt this is weird. Because Florida Man normally, without a cinch, pulls all these crimes off.
Flawless every time. So
yeah.
And my first question about this bank robbery, early morning?
Early morning, hang on.
He's scanning the report.
Actually don't know.
Right.
It doesn't say a time.
Well, for my theatre of the mind, it's the early morning.
Okay. Florida Man bank robbery suspect used taxi cab as getaway driver.
So he tried to do the follow that car thing, but it's more like get away from that bank.
Drive as far away from that building as possible.
And as quickly as possible, please. No, the canal.
Son. A Florida man called a taxi to take him to a bank, had the driver wait outside while he allegedly robbed the place, then took the cab home from the scene of the crime, Sean.
So someone knows his address.
The cab driver, yes, because he picked him up from that address to drop him at the bank.
And then drove him home as well.
Yeah.
So
Elijah Daniel Spells Shelton, a man with 4 names,
My
24.
God. Has he not stolen enough?
There's no names left. Ordered the ride last week from Johnny on the Spot taxi service, which picked him up at Niceville, Florida, which, I mean, is very badly named.
That's an oxymoron if ever I heard one.
Said the Santa Rosa County Sheriff Bob Johnson, which is a very county sheriff name.
Bobby J. I love him.
Bobby J. Once Shelton arrived at a nearby bank branch, he demanded money. So he runs into the bank. He turns up in the cab, gets out of the taxi, sprints into the bank, and demands money, as much money as they can put into his bag. And he got it. He got $8,500.
Not bad.
In the one bank robbery. That's not bad now.
Yeah,
He then strolled back outside to the taxi, waiting outside.
Big money sign on the side of the bag, just strolling along.
I like the use of the word strolled.
He had succeeded at that moment.
He's taking his time. He's soaking it all in, Sean. He's
This
like,
is his big
this
moment.
is a perfect crime.
I've gotten away with it, and now
Yeah.
now I can pay the taxi man. Might give a nice tip.
And he gets into the taxi and he says, "Could you just take me back home? I have completed my transaction within the bank."
Which is technically not a lie.
Not a lie. Needless to say, the police said that they apprehended him pretty quickly.
Oh no. Oh no, lads.
The Johnson told the news that we haven't recovered the money, but we definitely recovered him. So that's all that matters. Sean, did the taxi driver drive off with the money?
Was he an accomplice?
In on it.
Johnny on the Spot. How could you?
He Kevin Spacey'd them. He the usual suspect is them.
He was Kaiser Soze.
Do you think? Yeah, he was like, "Oh, this guy got me to drive him to the bank and fucking robbed it, and I was trying to drive away."
I think what we need to realise here is that taxi driver is possibly also a Florida man.
Because he's in Florida.
He's in Florida, so they're driving home. You're chatting with the taxi man. You on late tonight? The usual stuff.
You busy?
You're busy, yeah. Like
And the other bank robberies today.
That's it. So yeah, eventually the topic comes around to what were you doing in the bank? Oh, I was robbing the place. All right, fair play.
Yeah, fair play.
But Jez, what are you going to do? How are you going to hide the money?
Yeah.
And Florida man said, hide it. Oh, they're going to come looking for that money. Those bills are probably traced.
And not only are the bills traced, but they probably seen you leave in my taxi. So they're probably going to know that I know where you live. And I'm an absolute rat. I will tell you that now.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking snitch.
I will sing like a canary in an orchestra.
Yeah. They won't even have to do anything. I'll tell them now. I'm actually ringing them right now as we speak, just to let them know.
So how about, for a second, I be a nice guy, and I hide that money for you?
Yeah.
And
you come pick it up few weeks. Like, at the max.
Just until the heat dies down. And then you'll get away with it. We'll split it. We'll split it. You can take 10%, and I.
No, there is like, we'll split it. You take $2,000. I'll take the rest.
All right, that seems fair.
Yeah, split. Yeah. Okay, cool.
So he drops him home, heads on back on his rounds.
Do you think Florida man was robbed after committing a robbery?
Would you be surprised, is my response.
I feel like Florida man would give that taxi driver all the money to say, hide that while they're on me.
Yeah, and he thinks this is the best idea ever. But the taxi driver is like, I just robbed a man who robbed a bank.
And he didn't even have to say anything other than sweet talk him.
Just sweet talk him and then just be like, oh, and look, and I'll throw in the cab ride for free. So now he thinks he's getting a deal.
Now it's a bonus. Now
Yeah.
it's just a little add-on because they're friends.
Yeah, and Florida Man, the original Florida Man, is still top of the world right now. He's never had this much success. And then it all
He's never
comes
had a
crashing
friend.
down. He's never had a friend. The real thing he stole was that taxi driver's heart.
So, just before we move on, what are your thoughts on taking a taxi to and from a crime scene? Do you feel like this could be a getaway driver that we see in the future?
I think he might get a taste for it now that it's become so lucrative for him. I honestly, I think I would rent something else. Like, okay, I would try and get a car or get it collected by something that no one would expect to be a getaway vehicle.
Hearse.
Hearse is good. I was thinking ice cream van.
Oh shit! Yeah, we have committed crimes before.
Yeah, we're master criminals.
I think hearse. You get in the back, you lie in the coffin with the money.
But Connor, you've seen enough movies. You are going to end up buried alive in that scenario, and it'll be about hubris.
Yeah, but that's actually a cool story in terms of a script. Like, if I'm thinking of a 3-act structure, I think you could put a really good one around that.
That's it. I mean, you set the goal at the start. You want money. You'll do anything to get it. Even go so far as to hide in a coffin.
And like while they're driving you to the cemetery, your son's baseball game is on, and he's looking into the crowd. There's an empty seat, and he's like, "Dad's always here. Where is he?" Yeah. And then there's just a cut back, and you're getting lowered into the grave.
Yeah, and then it cuts inside, and it's just you with a bag of money, and it's like, yeah, you have the money, but at what cost?
You don't have love. You don't have little Timmy's love.
Little Timmy, you were meant to get little Timmy home. He's stuck in the baseball field now. And now he's in a coffin.
And in the next shot, it's just two coffins being lowered beside each other.
It's like, well, how are we going?
So we're finishing off weird news this week with another Florida man that had a bit of a wild pursuit with the police. Because I have Florida man crashes stolen police car, takes another police car during a wild pursuit.
My God. Oh, he's Grand Theft Autoing this. Okay.
Yeah, he's Grand Theft Autoing the escape, yes.
Okay, so, let's hope he doesn't get to 5 stars, because otherwise Florida man gets a tank.
That's not fair. That's actually true. A Florida man stole 2 police cruisers and led officials on a multi-county chase that ended with his arrest on Thursday. Xavier Cummings, 33, remained in jail with no bond after he was arrested on suspicion of burglary and eluding law enforcement. I don't feel like that's a suspicion.
I think that's something you've done.
Yeah. And driving with a suspended licence. It's not clear if Cummings has a lawyer. The public defender for the area did not immediately respond to requests for comment. The chase started when Cocoa, Florida police were called to a disturbance at a hotel, and someone took off on a patrol sedan. So they all pulled up at the disturbance, and he snuck around the back and snuck into one of the cars and drove off.
And they left the police left the keys in the car.
They just left it running. They're like, we'll be back in a second.
Just keep it ticking over. Leave the meter on.
Yeah, no, you want to keep that meter... It's fucking cold. Keep that heat on, boy.
Leave the windows closed.
So the county sheriff's office sent a statement. It joined the northbound chase. One of the cruisers pushed the sedan off Interstate 95, where it became stuck in the woods. So they have him stuck in the woods. The car has crashed.
He's without a car at this point. He's on foot in the woods.
So what's your number one rule that we don't let him do?
Get another car.
How could he, Sean? He's in the woods after crashing one car. We have the advantage. We're all driving our cars. We turn up. It would just take the fact that if we don't let any driver out, but all the passengers get out, we'll have him in seconds.
Have one person in each car at all times. Surely that's the plan of attack.
But then one of the drivers gets distracted. Just by, like, I don't know, something happens in the distance.
The ice cream.
And he goes, what's that over there? An ice cream from the bank robbery. And he's like, what the fuck is that? And so then the suspect gets into another unit, an SUV, and drives north again. Somehow he is allowed to get from not having a car to stealing a police car to crashing the police car to being allowed to steal another police car.
The escalation in this story, like, to be your man doing this, you wouldn't believe your luck with the second car, wouldn't you know?
When it's just sitting there.
When it's just sitting there, and the seat warmer is already on for you. There's a fresh drink in the cup holder.
And the heat, I mean, it's lovely. It's absolutely toasted here.
I mean, it's May in Florida, but yeah, the heater's on.
Can I just ask you a question? What happens if it's the same guy? The same
Who
policeman?
let his car get stolen.
So he let his car get stolen, and then someone was like, here, join me. Get in my SUV, we'll go get him.
Yeah.
And then he lets that get stolen.
I mean, it's look, it doesn't look good for him, I'll be honest. He'll probably be like a beat cop from now on.
It just reminds me of Old Gill or Chief Wiggum.
Just consistently getting outwitted.
He also took a large container of police-issued mace with him, and they had to continue to chase for another 10 miles
Jesus.
around the place, so he was still driving. Police radio traffic revealed that there was a slight concern a police gun was also in the vehicle that he had stolen. One of the officers forgot his gun.
What the fuck kind of officers responded to this?
This is all Chief Wiggum, isn't it?
It is. It's just a series of like, oh no, I've been not again, and then like looks at the camera and eats some ice cream.
And so he got to 258 miles, apparently. After units along I-95 successfully deployed stop sticks, the suspect again ran off the highway and into a muddy median. And at this point, they finally captured him. But at what point do they think the last lad who got his car stolen and the guy before that, don't fucking come to the crime scene? Everyone in your car, and we just try and rally him into a back of a seat.
Yeah, just like you can turn up on a bike, maybe, but other than that, just fuck off, lads.
So they finally got him around the 258 mile marker, said the police, and he was finally captured. But this Florida man, I feel like this might be the best escape we've heard from a Florida man in quite a while.
It is. There was the one a few weeks ago, it was the man who stole a car while his hands were tied behind his back.
That's pretty good.
I feel like this guy has the same energy. That if there's a car to be stolen, he'll find it.
And even if it's just police cars, he just likes police cars.
Yeah, like they're the strongest car. You know, you get the fun lights. There might
Easiest
be a
to be
gun in
stolen.
them. Easiest to be stolen.
Might get a gun. He just left his gun.
And no one's pulling over a police car.
No, except the police.
Fair. Yeah.
Except the
but
police.
everyone else.
Yeah. So what do you think of Florida Man here? Do you think he was classic Florida Man, or is this a man a step above?
I think it's borderline like you're like a gimmick. You know, like this is a Florida man who he's going to be the guy that steals police cars. That's what he's real good at.
I
Like
think
Doug
they should have
Judy.
started. I think you start doubling down and be like, turn up with helicopters and let him steal a helicopter. Just let him keep stealing vehicles.
You need to push his limits until he eventually invents a new form of transport himself.
And then Elon Musk is all over him.
That's it. And then we win.
And then we win. Sean, I think that's it for this week's Weird News.
It's been a crazy week. A lot of car stories.
Lots of car stories.
Lot of funding stories, but a lot of fun stories, Connor.
Oh, well done, Sean. Would
Thanks.
you like
Well,
to take us out?
I will. Thanks everyone for listening to this episode of Weird News Wednesdays. We'll be back on Friday with Hero or Zero, Monday with Movie Mondays, and next Wednesday with another episode of Weird News Wednesdays. Big thank you goes out to everyone who supports us over on Patreon. Genuinely this time, not the bit that we did earlier in the episode.
Yeah.
Everyone who supports us over there, thank you all so much. Big thanks goes out to Waffles Loves You and says protect trans youth, LGBTQIA plus rights are human rights. Ciara Lawler, David Clark, Ed Ball, Joe RateMyHemsworth.com, click Rate, click Luke, refresh, repeat, never give up, Hickok didn't, Bernie, Ray, Connor, I think we should see other podcasters, it's not me, it's you, Ging, Roisin Shrodoshin Halley, Ryan Satron Paint Evanson, Sean Bone Jamieson, Dominic Josiah Florida Gal Green, Anna Maureen has the fry on Helmroos, Lil Dicky fought a bear and all I got was a giant cross onto Guana McGrew, and Danny McLaughlin. Thank you all so much for your support. If you want to join those fine people, get access to all of our movie reviews and things like that, you can head over to the Patreon, linked in the description. Also, there's all of our social media, it's all linked there, and you can email any questions or queries to heroesforhire_@outlook.com. But the most important thing, just tell one human being that we exist.
Just the one, please.
And I think that's about it, Connor.
I think so. So I have been Conor Lawler.
I have been Sean Dean.
I will see you next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.